Telltale Games has just released the first episode of their brand new series entitled The Wolf Among Us, which is based on the ever-popular comic series called Fables. After The Walking Dead, can Telltale deliver yet another story-driven adventure that will engross us every new episode? Let's find out in my review for the first episode titled Faith. The story for The Wolf Among Us follows Bigby Wolf, a detective who keeps the inhabitants of Fabletown from killing one another. What's so different about this town? Well, the inhabitants are the characters from many of the classic fairy tales that we grew up with, like Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, The Three Little Pigs, etc. Bigby himself is the fabled big bad wolf from the Red Riding Hood fairy tale. After an encounter with the woodsman, Bigby is thrown into a mystery plot about the murder of a local fable. There hasn't been a murder in Fabletown in quite a bit, so this isn't a typical thing to happen. With the help of Snow White, Bigby Wolf has to find out who is killing fables before it's too late. Like The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us is an adventure game that could be considered an interactive movie. When you're allowed to control Bigby, you move around a very small area looking for clues or other things to interact with. There will be times where you have to pick a piece of dialogue from a selection of 3. These are timed, so don't take too long picking or the game will decide for you. And there will be times where Bigby needs to get his hands dirty with a little bit of action. These moments will test your reflexes by throwing certain button prompts at you. If you miss a prompt, then the fight doesn't quite go in Bigby's favor. These are a bit different than The Walking Dead, which had slower action moments. In The Wolf Among Us, it's much more quick and action-packed and really gets the blood flowing. There are about 3 action scenes in this episode, and each one got me really excited. Like, I was like, oh god, oh, press right, press this, press A, oh man, I got hit, oh. The gameplay is great and keeps the story going, but what is truly amazing about the game is the story. The premise is genius and makes me want to read the comics right after I was done with this episode. Fantastic dialogue, which is, typical for Telltale. They always do a great job with the dialogue. Really likable characters, which again, Telltale, they know how to do that. And a noirish feel that just made me smile like a little goofy kid. From the shadowy look of some of the environments to the gritty look to some of the characters. This game intrigued me straight from the beginning, and hell, I love noir. I do. I mean, you mix fairy tale creatures with a crime noir story? Come on, man, that's genius. Oh, and by the way, the game looks phenomenal and proves that Telltale Games are the masters of cel shading nowadays. The characters are highly detailed and the animations and expressions that they make is just as good, if not better, than The Walking Dead. There were shots that look straight from a comic book, and yes, I know I say that a lot, but I'm not kidding at all this time. There were some shots that was like, they took that straight from a comic. Oh wait, no, that was actual graphics. That was impressive. I mean, what else could be great about this game? Well, the voice acting is superb in this game, with a cast of very assured actors. They added a lot of personality to some of the characters, which I always like when an actor does, and hell, again, it's Telltale. They know how to pick their voice actors, and everybody here does a phenomenal job with their characters. And while this is the first episode, it does give you plenty of choices to make throughout the 2.5-hour episode, which will tailor the story of the next couple of episodes. You can play the first episode a few times just to see all of the different pieces of dialogue you can choose and how scenes will actually change because of your choices. For $5, The Wolf Among Us gives you a fantastic start to what seems to be a truly gripping crime drama based around fairy tale characters. The graphics are beautiful, the dialogue is so well written, the voice acting is superb, and the replay value, if you want to see everything, is definitely there. Now, there is a couple of problems with the performance of the game. I had some moments where I thought the game froze, but it was only taking a really long time to load. Also, there was some slowdown, which did mess up one of the bigger choices I needed to make in the game. It slowed down, I was trying to press a button, it wasn't responding, and then the game decided to choose for me, even though I was pressing the button. Kinda lame. But still, The Wolf Among Us proves that Telltale Games knows how to tell an interesting story and also make it interesting to play. I cannot wait until the next episode of The Wolf Among Us. Do not let this series slip past you because it's not The Walking Dead or something. Play it. It's worth every penny I paid so far, so go ahead and try this game out. It is terrific. Thank you and goodbye.